Hi, I'm Dave Dinkel. This is a special series of 2-minute tips. What I'm going to do is answer questions that you have that are very important to your getting started or not getting started in real estate investing. Now, the first thing I want to cover just very briefly is an introduction to what we're going to do. Every day for the next 25 plus days or so, every day I'm going to put out the answers to your questions about what if or what about or how about, which are stopping you from becoming a real estate investor. The first thing I want to mention to you, for you people who haven't seen my videos before, is I've been a real estate investor since 1975, almost 43 years. The only thing I've done better is to be married for 54 years. But nonetheless, I've seen a lot of things. When Nan and I started in the real estate investing industry, there were no gurus. And people ask me, well, who did you go to? Well, there wasn't anybody. So when you come up with questions like, what if, think about what we did. Think about what we were facing. There was no one to answer any questions. So what I did is I relied on the attorneys that I did my closings with to give me the answers to technical questions, and the rest of it I failed forward and learned. None of the things that will happen to you in real estate investing are serious enough to be life-threatening unless you put yourself into a life-threatening situation. But over the course of this 43 plus years, I've come to kind of simplify my life. Nan and I have been retired 3 times, and every time we retire I go crazy with nothing to do except fish and metal detect and various things like that. So I get back into helping people and have done actual mentoring and coaching for over 10 years now. The other 33 years we were actually doing deals. 25 of those years we did rehabs. The point I'm making is this. I have kind of simplified things down to let's get it done. Let's stop the fluff, go straight to the point, and I'm constantly in an ongoing effort to make things easier for people coming in by looking at what people are having trouble with, as well as the markets change all the time. Some of the information you see is 10 years old. Will it still work? Yeah, but you have to do it an awful lot. It's a lot easier to do it right from the start. So here's what I'm getting at. I call this my trilogy of truths, and it's what I live by. Now, is it perfect? Well, I can't say I perfectly live by it, but I try very hard. It's very simple. All 3 of these trilogies are 3 words. The first one is, I am fearless, and you better get that in your life. Now, that doesn't mean you're reckless. It means that when something comes up and you're afraid of it, you do something about it. Procrastination is the worst thing in the world. It's an excuse. It's an excuse for not getting things done. Here's what I do. Here's what I tell my students and I live my life by. When something comes up that I don't want to do because I procrastinate on it, I do it first thing. If it's the next morning, I get up and I have a little list of things to do. I look at them and say, what don't I want to do? That's the thing that I do first. Get it over with. First of all, first and foremost, is I am fearless. If you're afraid of failing, you do it every day. If you don't realize it, look how many times you failed to get to where you are in life now, including stumbling and falling as a baby, but you still got up and kept going because you had to. Now you're in life somewhere where you need to do it. Get up, change, move forward. The second of the trilogy sounds simplistic, but it's very powerful. It doesn't matter. 99.9% of the things we worry about day in and day out don't happen. When they do, they're not as severe as we thought they were going to be. Now, in my short 74 years on the planet here, what I've come to find out is the things that I should have feared, I didn't think about. The things that were most fearful happened to me in a flash. It's like a car accident. Boom. Was I fearful of driving? No. You can look at things all around you and say, well, I have double bolts on my door, triple bolts, I have this, I carry a gun, I do all these things. Interestingly enough, most likely what will happen to you is things you don't expect. And oftentimes from people you don't expect it to happen from. So what do you do to protect yourself? Just move forward. When the things happen, don't let them grip your life and take away your life. You get angry at other people? What good does it do you to be angry at other people? It doesn't hurt them. So when I say to you, it just doesn't matter, I really mean it. And you have to adjust to it. The final 3 of the trilogies is very simple. No more excuses. And well, I'm going to say to you that the issues that I'm going to go through and the problems I'm going to talk about in the next series, beyond this introduction, are excuses. Because every one of them has a solution that you can be comfortable with. And in the last one, I don't know if this series will end, but in the last one I'll tell you one that no matter what happens, this is the solution for it. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and start on these 2-minute tips special series, one at a time. If you're thinking about becoming a real estate investor, it's important that you look at all of the series, because oftentimes I get applications and under the what is your greatest fear, I have no fears whatsoever. Okay, how many deals have you done? Well, I haven't done any deals because of this and because of that. Those are stopping you. You may not even acknowledge them as fears. You need to move forward in your life, fail forward. One of the biggest changes I've seen in the last 10 years is a shift in corporate psyche, I'm going to say, where people who have worked for a company and spent a majority of their life, possibly, are suddenly obsolete. And what happens is the company brings in 2 kids, and I say kids, they're usually 22 to 25, to replace the person that has 30 years seniority. The corporate thought process is it's cheaper to train 2 new people and get rid of one of them than keep the old guy in there because he has, or gal, because he has this knowledge and experience, but he will pass it on to the kids, or the kids will learn on their own. If you haven't become obsolete yet, be careful, you will. If you haven't gotten your own retirement fund, think about it seriously. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, look, I'm 60 years old, so what? I have students that have made millions of dollars in less than 5 years. Can you do that? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. If you live in a city that has 600 population, yeah, you could still do it. But you're not going to do it in your city. You're going to do it in other cities remotely. I can show you all these things, but I don't want to get into it. There are no excuses. If you have a passion, you want to change your life, real estate investing is the best way to do it. Thanks very much. I'll see you on the next 2-minute tip.